Years ago, in the mid-1970s, now I'm in Rochester, New York, I can talk about this with much more force than I can some places. In the mid-1970s, the great Archbishop Fulton Sheen said this: "I tell my best friends and my relatives, if you want your children to fight for their faith, send them to a public school. If you want your children to lose their faith, send them to a Catholic school." That's what Bishop Sheen said in the mid-1970s. That's a heck of a thing. Now, by the way, there are a lot of great Catholic schools, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of many good Catholic schools. There are a huge number that stink. And I wouldn't send my worst enemy to a lot of them. Why? Well, I worked in a diocese, not on the East Coast, on the West Coast, for a bishop, and I had a very influential position. I was the head of every department in the diocese. When the bishop hired me, he said this. He said, "They won't let me be bishop anymore." I spent 80% of my time filling out material for courts, depositions and interrogatories and all kinds of things. They got me so tied up in court I can't be bishop. Therefore, I'm hiring you to do my job. And he gave me 13 departments. And it was an eye-opener. I had irate parents calling me that in the Catholic schools, the little girl came home, she had just entered high school, freshman in high school, came home. Sister came in and handed out condoms. And the little girl came home rather confused. And the mother went in and said, "Why did you do that?" I said, "Well, they're big women now. They need to know these things." Another time they had questions, and one of them asked the teacher, "Why can't women be ordained priests?" And Sister said, "Because the Pope's a male chauvinist pig." And the parent wrote me a nasty letter, and I don't blame him a bit. And I dealt with that for months on end. And we wonder why we've got problems. That's why.